Hi there, and welcome to the Anita Chat podcast. I'm your host, Anita Rombo, and this is the podcast for growth-oriented women to have authentic, real talk. Nothing is off the table here, but as an intuitive self-relationship coach, you'll find the content gravitates towards mindset, intentional action, spirituality, and all things wellness. So if you're ready to learn, laugh, show up, and glow up to be the best version of yourself, grab your favorite bevy, settle in, and we've got lots to chat about. Hey there, welcome to another episode of Anita Chat. I hope you guys are doing amazing. After our last inaugural season 2 episode, I got a lot of DMs, emails of congratulations and best wishes and what, you're writing a book? Like, you got to tell me more about that. And I realized, I might have just dropped that in because I didn't want you guys to miss out on the pre-order opportunity that I have at the moment. So I wanted to go in a little bit deeper to the book. The Lighthouse Project is a book that I will be publishing October 10th. So I can't believe I'm a few short weeks from being a published author and having a book with my words written in it. It is a very surreal milestone, a milestone that I, to be honest, never really envisioned for myself until a few years ago. And I certainly didn't see this opportunity coming. So I thought I'd talk a little bit about the book, The Lighthouse Project in particular, and what I wrote about in that book. And just leave you with a little bit more information, because not only did I get a lot of congratulations, I also got a lot of curiosity. And I wanted to share this experience with you. And of course, if you are called and aligned to the book based on our conversation today, I encourage you to check out more about the book, and you can find that out at www.anitarombo.com/book. My book is actually available for pre-order, but we'll talk about that later. So anyways, I never ever thought of myself as a writer. I do know that at a very young age, I'd say at about 7 or so, I was always very spiritual. I, taught myself to meditate and made meditating part of my daily practice. I also journaled every week, every Sunday. And these were not practices that were modeled for me, but practices that I guess I stumbled upon on my own. And they were really my saving grace. So my experiences with writing were largely through journaling in my journal every Sunday from 7 years of age onwards. And I also was an avid reader. So from around that same time onwards, like, I can never imagine a time in my life where I didn't have a book in my hand. Reading was my escape. I absolutely love getting lost in the pages of a good story, a good book. And I also really geek out on those personal development, spiritual development, self-help kind of books, which explains who I am today. But those were things that I used to read, like, even back then. So that was my exposure to reading and writing, avid reader and journal writer. And I never really thought of writing books. I never wrote short stories, never did any of that. In 2019, I had this call or nudge in me that said, you must write a book. And it probably even started a little bit earlier than that, but definitely 2019, it was something that was in my life, in my thoughts, 2018, 2019. And I didn't really know what to do with that. And so that's, again, a whole different part of this journey. I struggle with, like, how much do I share about this journey versus this book? So I'll try to be a bit more focused on the book. But my point being is, like, that urge or that inclination or that thought of going down this road happened around then. And there's definitely been things that I've done since then, which I do actually explain in the book itself, The Lighthouse Project. So if you're curious about some of that backstory, taking it back even a few more layers, check out the book. But specifically, the Lighthouse Project is a co-authored project where there are about 14 to 15 different authors, and we each contribute a chapter. So I have a chapter in this book, and the theme that unites us all is the theme of the book, which is all about self-discovery or coming home to ourselves. And I must say that everything that led me to become this co-author and everything that's led me to be right here with you today as a podcast host, all of that type of stuff, that was really me following the universal breadcrumbs. And so when it comes to this writing project, it was not an opportunity that I actively sought out. it found me. It found me in the most magical ways. I knew it felt right from the start, which is a lot of the way that I do life is through these listening to the inner calls or the inner knowings or following the breadcrumbs. And one of the things that was super cool is I don't know if you know this about me or not, but I am a tarot reader, an angel oracle card reader. I'm also an intuitive. And so putting both of those kinds of things together in my own daily spiritual practice and meditation, I do, readings for myself. There's this beautiful oracle card that kept coming up for me probably a week before this opportunity presented itself. If you are into cards, it's from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck, and the card number itself is 50, and it's called No Place Like Home. And it's freaking magical. It's basically a house that's perched on this like kind of large staff, if you will, and there's a light coming out of the house. And so to me, I call it my lighthouse card, right? It's a lit up house, literally on a perched staff, and it says no place like home. And even the colorings of the card, just really magical, like a nice purpley, pinky, kind of bluey colors. And like I said, to me, it's like the lighthouse card. And I got it for a whole week leading up to this opportunity, where it turns out that the publisher and I connected. Did not know that the person that I was chatting with or connecting with at the time was a publisher that was then thinking through this project or working up this idea. I turns out I had multiple intersections with this person, and so it was a natural connection. We connected over something else, found this out about her, thought that was super cool, mentioned to her that I was working on another writing project, which again, like I said, is something that I really need to go into with you a little bit later, because that's pretty amazing too. An amazing accomplishment that happened over this past summer that is also like a pinch me moment. And then later on, we reconnected, and this opportunity was pitched to me. It was like, hey, I'm working on this. We chatted. I just kind of got this feeling that you would be good for this project. What do you think? Do you want in? And I said, absolutely, I want. It was a whole body yes. And also the card for me was very validating because, like I said, for a whole week leading up to that conversation, I kept getting my version of the Lighthouse card. And funnily enough, this book is called The Lighthouse Project. And the imagery on the cover, the color palette, etc., is of the book itself is also highly resonant with the card. And so the card to me was like a huge sign or symbol or validation that I was heading in the right direction. And even the description of the card, No Place Like Home, is very much about what this book is all about. It's about coming home to yourself. There's so many facets of this card that really align with the book project, and just the timing of when it started showing up in my life and showing up very consistently in my life, the timing of making this random connection and not even knowing about it, and then aligning with this project right away was so remarkable. Not to mention the fact that in this evolution of my life as a soul strategist and success coach, the thing that I work on is helping people embrace and embody their authenticity, figuring out what aligns to them so that people can come home to themselves. And so the theme of this book, all about finding yourself and coming home to yourself through life events, through various different things. That was something that, again, just project that magically aligns with my soul purpose and my mission in this evolution of my life. So that is a background on the book itself, what it's all about, and why it was such a great fit for me. And I thought maybe I would share again, because it is a co authored project, there are so many of us, and we each contribute a chapter. For me, the vulnerability or the moment that I talk about is figuring out my soul purpose, my soul path, finding myself through my work and what that journey looked like. And there's a lot of twists and turns in that journey. So that is my personal contribution to the book. When I had the opportunity to review the transcript and hear other people's stories and contributions, I really saw aspects of me interwoven throughout all of these stories. And that's one thing I really enjoy about the Lighthouse Project is it's so real. And you can really see yourself, and you get to see that you are not alone in these different journeys, in these different life shifts or pivotal moments that really bring you to you at your core, really to help you discover who you are at your core. And so, my friends, that is what the Lighthouse Project is about. It's a compilation of stories from women in all walks of life, sharing their most authentic and raw and vulnerable moments about how the twists and turns of life led them to come home to themselves and to embody and authentically align with who they are. It's a topic that obviously not only have I contributed to, but matters to me so greatly that I've made it my life's work to be that guide and the coach that helps people through those transformative shifts and helps people rise and align with that highest level of themselves. I feel so lucky and honored to be a part of this project, and I can't wait for this book to be on the shelves October 10th. If you would like a copy before that, or if you want to learn a little bit more about the book, you can check out www.anitarambo.com/book. That will be in the podcast episode description. If you pre-order the book, not only will you get the book in advance, but you will get a signed copy from yours truly. And I've also thrown in some great bonuses your way that I think will really be resonant with you on your self-discovery journey. So please be sure to check out and order the book, www.anitarambo.com/book. It means so much to me to have your support. And I wanted to leave you with a quote from the book. This is a poem that was channeled, and it goes like this. The lighthouse stands tall and proud, head in the sky, a beacon of light amid the storm. She shines through the darkness and the rough and turbulent waters. She's a symbol of hope as land takes form. Some give up before her light breaks through, left floating through the depths of the ocean evermore. It is the most resilient who withstand the chaos to catch her glimmer, guiding them to shore. And with that, friends, I'll see you next time. Bye for now.
Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of the Anita Chat podcast. If you haven't taken a minute to leave a review, I would absolutely love to hear from you. All you need to do is to search for the show, click your star rating, and type in a few words. Also, if there's a specific topic you'd like to see covered in this podcast, if you'd like me to be your coach, or if you want to just chat, feel free to send me an email or shoot me a message through my IG, which you'll find in the show notes. The show notes will also contain any links to the freebies that were referenced in this episode. Until next time, friends, it's been great chatting with you.